Sentient beings of the Most High. Have you ever truly questioned the ground beneath your feet? Not as passive terrain, not as lifeless matter shaped by time alone, but as the remnants of something far greater, an ancient construct, a technological marvel that once pulsed with the energy far beyond what modern civilization acknowledges. Look deeper. Past the layers of dirt and stone, past the foundations of cities built in recent centuries, and you'll find something they've deliberately hidden. The ruins of a world that was not simply abandoned, but systematically dismantled, burned, and buried. Our ancestors did not construct crude settlements of wood and straw. They built monolithic architectures of stone fused with frequencies, cities designed with such precision that they formed a living network. A planetary system of energy flow connected by a geometric intelligence that mirrored the circuitry of the cosmos. What history books call natural rock formations are remnants of these structures, melted by forces that official narratives refuse to address. The evidence is everywhere. Buildings reduced to flowing rock, doorways turned to distorted hollows, entire cityscapes fused with mountainous terrain, their foundations still detectable beneath layers of hardened slag. This was no accident. It was a targeted event. What you stand upon is not just Earth. It is a motherboard, a sophisticated energetic grid once fully operational, now degraded by artificial interference. The ley lines, the telluric currents that once carried life-giving frequencies across the land, have been disrupted. Their intersections, the power centers, either demolished or hijacked. The spires and cathedrals you see today, the great obelisks and towers, are not random artifacts of human ingenuity. They are repurposed terminals, remnants of a much older system. They still collect energy, but it is no longer for the benefit of the people. Instead, it is siphoned, redirected, and weaponized to maintain the artificial overlay imposed upon this realm. This planet was designed to function as a perfect circuit, channeling energies from the cosmos through its crystalline core, distributing it through conductive metals embedded within the very crust of the land. The great cities of the past were not just places of habitation. They were nodes in this network, harmonizing human consciousness with the planetary field. The architecture resonated with frequencies that enhanced vitality, extended lifespans, and elevated thought. The destruction of these cities was not an act of war in the conventional sense. It was a deliberate short-circuiting of the system. Think of what happens when a circuit board overheats. It does not simply stop working. It melts, distorts, and fuses into itself, rendering once functional components unrecognizable. This is what happened on a planetary scale. The knowledge of how to maintain this network was either lost or deliberately erased, and in its place, a new system was installed, one that does not sustain life, but extracts from it. The artificial grids of modern civilization, the power plants, the radio towers, the endless web of electrical wiring are a feeble imitation of what once existed, a hollowed-out version of a once thriving energetic ecosystem. And now, as the Earth's original frequencies attempt to restore themselves, the old distortions reappear. Cities crumble in ways that resemble melting rather than decay. Strange fires engulf buildings while leaving trees untouched. Sinkholes emerge in patterns too precise to be random. The system they impose is beginning to fail, and in its collapse, it reveals the scars of the last reset. The question is, will you recognize it for what it is, or will you accept the false explanations given to pacify inquiry? There is nothing new under the sun. This cycle has repeated before. When the artificial grid nears collapse, those who depend on it initiate a controlled demolition. They erase key locations before their secrets can be uncovered, before enough people begin asking the right questions. It is a purge disguised as disaster, designed to keep you disconnected from the truth, that the Earth itself is alive, and that its true nature is one of synchronized energy, not imposed scarcity. But there are those who remember, those who could still feel the remnants of the original signal beneath the static. The architects of the modern illusion know what's coming. They are not preparing for survival, they're preparing for control in the aftermath. As the artificial system collapses under its own weight, they will attempt to divert attention, framing the unraveling of a natural disaster, a climate event, a geopolitical crisis, anything but what it is, the resetting of the Earth's original grid. In the confusion, they will introduce new solutions, new technologies, new structures of governance, all claiming to be for the benefit of humanity. But these will not be advancements. They will be further locks upon the system, designed to keep you disconnected from the rising current of the real world beneath your feet. So I ask you now, will you allow them to dictate the next phase of this reality? Or will you attune yourself to the original frequencies, to the knowledge buried beneath centuries of deception? The earth remembers. Its melted cities whisper of past cataclysms, of cycles of erasure, of civilizations that rose, connected, and were burned away before they could ascend beyond control. But this time, there is an opportunity to remember before they erase again. The energy grid is reactivating. The signal is returning. The question is not whether the shift will occur, because it already has. The question is, will you align with it, or will you be consumed by the failing system? In Lakesh.